2018. I'm at the peak of my career. I was invited to be a keynote speaker in a conference in Brazil of university owners. So people in the crowd were people who were impacting thousands of people. And what is funny to me to watch this video and me being on the podium is that 2 hours prior to this moment, I was lying on the bathroom floor in my hotel room in Brasilia, crying my heart out. And when I'm saying I was crying, I'm not saying like, the soggy eyes type of cry, the cute type of cry. No, I'm talking about the whole shebang, the whole mess with the toilet paper on the floor and, running nose and, and the breathing, everything. And the reason I was crying this morning is that I'm struggling with PTSD. I was 5 years in the Army. I was an infantry officer, a company commander. And when I finished my Army service, I struggled with symptoms that I didn't know were symptoms. And the reason I'm telling you this today is because I want to share with you my survival strategy. It has 5 parts. And the reason I want to share with all of you my survival strategy is because as change makers, and yes, you are change makers, we deal with a lot of pressure and stress. And my survival strategy, its aim is to allow me to be emotionally steady. So I think it can be relevant to all of you. So the first part of my strategy is quite obvious. It's therapy. Psychologist, medication, cannabis. This is the picture of Ruby, my service dog. So everything that works for you is great. So this is the first one. It's quite obvious. The second one is you need a stage like this one. A stage in which you tell your emotion, you release your bad thoughts, you share your ideas and your story with somebody that listens to you, is not judgmental, and gives you empathy back. And most importantly, you do not pay him to do this. It can be my living room. This is a picture of my old living room. It can be a blog. It can be your Facebook profile. It can be a friend. Doesn't matter. You need a stage where you share in one direction your thoughts. The third part of my survival strategy is not that obvious in my opinion. It's money. So we all change makers. We struggle with money in one way or another, right? So having financial problems does not allow you to actually deal with your emotional problems. So you need some kind of solution money-wise. So this is the third part of my strategy. The fourth part, which is my favorite one, is being a child. And what I mean by being a child is to connect to your inner child and find the moments where you were with the most joy. Because when we were a child, it's where we experienced the most joy. It's easy. And when I connected to my inner child, I would connect it to my inner 16-year-old, and I wanted then to be a rapper. And this is what I went and did. I recorded 2 singles, which got quite nice airtime, which is great. And I just enjoyed. I feel being stupid, recording and writing rhymes and doing, see, I have like the hoodie on. So just being a child, being stupid. The fifth part, which is the most strategic part of my survival strategy, is meaning. And why meaning is important is because PTSD sucks all the meaning from your life. It sucks the meaning from your relationships. It sucks the meaning from your works. It sucks the meaning out of why am I getting up in the morning. So finding meaning is critical in surviving PTSD. And where I found great meaning is the NGO I founded in Resisim. So this is a picture of Asaf Brit. Asaf Brit is quite a Tel Avivian celebrity. He has a coffee named Atachtit, the bottom, symbolic. And Asaf here is pictured telling for the first time publicly his army story. And in the crowd, he had 3 friends of his who served with them in the army. And they heard for the first time Asaf's story, which it's their own. The morning after this talk, Asaf gave me a phone call, and he said to me that those 3 friends of his went back home and spent the night with their wives, telling about their army experience. And even now, it gives me goosebumps. Because basically what Resisim idea is to provide stages for people who need stage, right? The second part of my strategy. And Asaf was telling me that I was changing people's lives. And it's quite emotional for me. And it really creates a lot of meaning. It creates a lot of sense of all the pain I was suffering. And why? And the point is that creating impact, changing people's lives, can be therapeutic. It can heal your relationship, it can heal your work, it can heal your life. This is a picture of me and my mother. She only suffered the bad part of PTSD. She had no idea what I went through. This is the picture from the evening that I told for my first time my story. And my mother was in the crowd. And she heard my story and got the perspective she didn't have. And the point that I'm trying to make is that when I look back at the bathroom floor in Brasilia with all the toilet paper and stuff, what got me standing back is understanding what was the talk that I was going to do about. I was about to talk to university owners about digitalization of education. I was going to help them impact lives of thousands of people who don't have opportunities. So releasing those bad thoughts in the bathroom floor, being able to remember why I was doing what I was doing, helped me to get back standing. And my point is, basically, is that if you feel bad, go and change somebody's life. Thank you.